PizzaFellas Podcast right here, the hottest in the world.
It's a PizzaFellas Podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass, light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the PizzaFellas.
PizzaFellas Podcast right here, the hottest in the world. How's fire?
Hey, what's up, guys? PizzaFellas Podcast, episode 76. We are back at the Liberty House in New Jersey.
Look at the backdrop
Beautiful
behind us
backdrop. We got New York right back there. We got, what do they call it now where the World Trade Center is again? Ground Zero?
Ground Zero.
Ground Zero is
Freedom
right
Tower.
there.
Yeah.
Freedom Tower. Beautiful site. Hey, we got me, Sal.
Antonio.
Big Sexy in the house, Joe Rapino. Jerry.
Oliver.
Michael.
We got Michael on. Michael from Angeloni's, correct, Michael?
Yes.
Love to have you on. How's your day going? What'd you think about the show?
I love everything, man. The people
Yeah?
are beautiful. They treat you with open arms. Good time.
Now, where's your shop at? Tell us
It's
where.
in Caldwell, New Jersey. Angeloni's,
Okay.
home of the famous Thin Ethan.
All right.
We've been in business since 2003.
Oh, wow.
Thin Ethan's.
So it's like a tavern pie.
It's very similar to tavern
Even
pie.
more thinner.
Yeah, man, very thin, paper thin.
Wow.
And the cheese is all the way around
Right
the
to the
crust,
edge.
right to the edge.
Are you cooking those in those trays?
In
Like
pans.
Half cut. It's like a frying pan
Oh,
or
you
something.
cook it
It looks
in
like-
pans?
But it's
We cook 'em in pans.
they're made strictly for that, right?
Yeah, well, the pans, you throw the dough right in the pan
And then the cheese burns to the edge.
burns right to the edge.
Yeah, I
and-
seen that.
Yeah.
So it's like a hybrid of like a Detroit almost.
Yes,
it's
kind-
it's
the
very
opposite.
thin.
Then it's very thin.
The
reciprocal.
Right.
Yep.
Now, what are you using as a base? Oil, butter?
Well, we use a little oil in the pans and it
Okay.
cooks it good.
You know, some people use Crisco.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah.
use this. That's why I was asking,
Yeah.
you know. But the oil, you get more of a crust.
Yes.
Now in stretching your dough, your hand stretching or
Hand
what's-
stretching it,
Hand-
very
good.
thin.
Very
Every
thin.
single one, or you have them pre-stretched? You
Not every single one.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
No shit.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, what's an average Friday, Saturday night? How many of those you going through?
Around 500.
No
So
kidding.
you're stretching 500
Yeah.
fucking tavern.
Well,
pies.
these guys, I've been training them forever, so they know what they got to do. They get in there and they do it, and it comes beautiful.
So it's you and your brother that own this?
Me and my brother.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
And
your
I have
brother is
my
the one I
sister
spoke-
and
yeah.
my parents as well.
Yeah. So I spoke to your brother on
Yeah.
Insta. No, I'm not. Nick is your brother.
Nicky boy, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Nick. Yeah. That's
that's who that was.
That's who it was.
Nicky
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah. So we
I was
spoke.
trying to get him to come here now, but he got all caught up. But yeah.
It's all good. Well, we're gonna be
Next
seeing
time
him
you'll
soon.
you'll see
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So the
How many
audience.
years are you guys there?
Since 2003.
We've been doing this since 2003.
Same location?
We were in Nutley. We started out in Nutley, then we moved up to Caldwell, 2011.
We just talked about Nutley.
Yeah.
That's another
Michaels. I'm Michael from Michaels.
Yes.
So then 2011, that spot opened up. We took it. We named it after my great-grandmother, Philomena Angeloni. And that's where that came in. So now it's Angeloni's. Went from Michaels to Angeloni's.
Oh
So now you're
shit.
full restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Not just pizza.
Full restaurant.
Full
A la
restaurant.
carte all the way. We do parties, everything.
Wow.
Yeah, deliveries, everything. Out
you-
the door.
Deliveries
In-house,
too.
out-house, everything, yes.
Now, are you big into the third parties, social media?
Yeah, we got a little bit of social content going on. We got a couple guys doing stuff. We got Joey Eats. We got a lady named Heidi who comes in and does stuff. We got a couple other guys that do things. But Joey Eats is real good. He comes in once a week.
Joey Eats.
Yeah,
I think what's his name? I think what's his name came to you too. The Pizza Hulk.
the Pizza Hulk.
Yeah.
Pizza
Yeah.
Hulk.
Yeah.
We had
We had him on.
A lot
Yeah.
of guys. They was,
Steve. What's his name? Steve. Is it Steve?
I don't know his
Steve.
first
Yeah.
name. Steve.
Well, it's funny. You want to hear a story about him? Shout out to Steve. He's a good guy, but
Yeah.
my mom. So, like I told you, we have it at the house.
Yeah.
That's the studio.
You come on a Sunday and do a podcast. We're grilling. That's how my
Yeah,
family is.
we're making
grill,
food, barbecuing.
steak, barbecue,
The
salad.
food, the spread is all over the
You guys,
kitchen.
your family?
That's
my
me and
son.
my dad.
And
I would say
he's
brothers.
like a cousin of
Yeah.
Brothers. yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Third cousin.
We used
Bless,
step
man.
cousin.
we partied when I was in college. He partied like he was my brother. with all my football.
So they both own. They have a pizzeria in Allentown called Biagio's.
Okay.
Jerry has a pizzeria in Allentown called The Crust.
Okay.
And
Oliver,
Oliver's
we don't know what the
Hang-
fuck he
I just
does.
hang out. I just hang out.
Nah, Oliver's always involved because
Yeah,
he has a
he has a pizza
page.
We have
review
our
page
pizza
as well.
shops,
Yeah,
he has a
yeah.
review page.
So
Yeah.
you got a bunch of followers on there, so we all connect, but we're all
Yeah.
family. So how it grew was during COVID. There was nothing to do, right? So we'd go to fucking Jerry's pool house.
We go hang out at
8
his
of
pool
us, and we
house.
go smoke cigars and drink all night.
8,
Once
10,
a week.
15.
Just kept growing. Just kept growing.
That's
All right,
living,
there's no
man.
bars open.
Yeah.
Let's go to Jerry's.
We opened it up.
We opened it up, and that's it. And if
Got
you
attacked by the
if
dog
you had
and-
COVID, you didn't show up that week.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. That's how it
And
was.
the text, oh, I can't come this week. I think I got COVID. All
Yeah.
right, we'll see you next week.
So predominantly when we do a podcast, it's like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, but we do it at night on a Wednesday night or Thursday night, but predominantly more Wednesday night, and we do it after the pizza shops close.
Yeah.
So 9:30 at night,
Yeah.
we get together, we do it in the garage. The garage is set up as a studio now.
Yeah.
Cook food.
Yeah, and then we take a break after a half hour. We eat, we drink, we smoke, boom, boom. By the time we get out, it's 12 o'clock, everybody's happy, and we put the reel out. I mean,
We have a whole
episode out
audience
next
too.
week.
We got people who've been on the show. They come back. They
Oh,
watch.
okay, it's like a,
yeah, we got
They come
20,
in and out.
25 people.
Yeah, it's a big
By
party.
10:30 at night, you get the Ubers out front of my house.
Yeah.
Dropping off.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is our number one fan right there, Bruno. Every week he's there.
Sometimes
And
you got like 35.
Bobby.
Now when
Bobby
the
over
doors are open, people are out on the driveway.
Yeah.
Driveway, there's
That's what I was
people
telling your
inside.
brother. He's like, yeah, that's far. I'm like, dude, it's gonna be. If we want to do it on a Sunday, we'll do it on a Sunday.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be
Bring
great.
the
Yeah.
family
I'll drag
thing.
him there. I'll drag
Do
him
it.
there.
Do it.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
It's a
gotta
good
exchange
time.
numbers by, you know.
100%.
Oh
I
yeah.
got a question. What kind of ovens you use?
Well, Baker's Pride, the
Baker's
best.
Pride,
yeah,
yeah.
they're the best.
Okay.
So when we started out, we used Baker's Pride, but then the Marshalls came in, and we tried them out. Baker's Pride are the best.
Yeah, I noticed.
For what you
For
do.
our
Yeah,
pie.
for you
Yeah.
guys pies, I noticed it's either Blodgett or Baker's Pride.
Yeah.
That's why I asked the
Blodgett's
question.
good too, but Baker's Pride is
We've gone to different places and seen it, and it's amazing. You know, that you would think,
we
but
don't
those
use
ovens are
none
good
but
ovens.
Baker's Pride.
Yeah.
That's
my choice.
Yeah, Baker's Pride.
Now, do
Best.
you, other than the tavern pizza you're making, is there other styles?
Yeah, my brother, he fools around with, like, he tried the Detroit.
Yeah, we do
fuck
Detroits.
around with the doughs and everything like that. It's a fucking job, man.
It
Fucking
is.
out with all them doughs. It's
Yeah.
like,
Once you learn a process,
Yeah.
though, I think we have a good system down where
Yeah.
we have plenty of styles.
Yeah.
You know, I think the toughest one is like when someone orders a Chicago stuff.
yeah.
That's the one
Slows
that
you down,
takes
yeah,
time.
your butts.
You know, I've gotten to the point
seen that.
where I'm like, all right, there's one, I jump in, just let me make it. It
Yeah.
takes me, I'm quicker. Let me get
Lately,
it done.
Nicky Boy's been fucking around with breads. He's making these nice bread sandwiches, garlic knot sandwiches,
A lot of
pepperoni
people
roll
do
sandwiches.
Yeah,
that. I just
everybody's
think
doing
it's
that garlic
tough
knot
production
stuff.
to make your own bread.
Yeah,
lot.
tough.
And there's good quality products out there. So if you do it, God bless, hats off to you.
Yeah.
I just think that's a lot. You're putting a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
You got to do bread plus dough
Yeah.
plus this, and if you're
Right.
going through thousands of pizzas a week, the fuck now you got to
It's
do.
another ball-breaking
Yes,
situation.
it is. I know.
You gotta find a piece of this
whole
shop.
other
You're gonna be
business.
doing it over here. you gotta
Yeah, it's a
go
whole
over
other
here.
business,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
You know, and you're doing that. So when you're involved in all this, and you know, you got Angeloni's. What's your guys' goal to get to? What you guys want to keep growing? You want to keep?
Yeah, we plan on keep on growing, keep on moving, finding a spot here, a spot there, just expanding. whatever.
Nice.
Expanding.
You know, yeah. That's what we plan on doing.
Nice.
You know?
Gotcha. And you're open 7 days a week.
7 days a week, yep.
Tough
What
7
are
days.
the hours you guys have there?
We open at 11, close at around 9, 10 o'clock during the week, and on the weekend 10, 11. You know, when
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
last person's done eating, that's when we close up the shop.
So it's Angelini's.com, is that what it is?
I think it's, I don't even know what it is, but
Yeah. Well, they'll find you.
Because you're too
in
busy
Caldwell.
working.
I'm too busy working. Yeah, we're on Instagram, Angeloni's too.
So Portnoy came to you, from what
Yes,
he said.
he
And what
came
did he
to-
score you?
Portnoy came to you.
Yeah.
Right there on the shirt.
Gave us an 8-8. I was never there.
That's
when
high,
he came
man,
to
that's
us.
high.
He came to us at Angeloni's, and then he came to us. We had the Brook Tap House. He came to us over there, and my brother's got a spot, Crevier Cafe. He went
Oh,
over
Korea
there.
that's your brother?
That's Nicky Boy too.
Oh,
yeah.
no shit.
Yeah, so all three. He went
Was
to
your
all
brother
three.
there when Dave came?
Yes, that was the only time that any of us was there was when he went to Crevier Cafe. He gave him an 8-5 over there.
And he gave you an 8-8 there.
He gave us an 8-8 there. But my guy Gabriel was making the pie. Beautiful guy. He made it perfect.
Yeah, obviously made it well.
He made it well. And it
You know-
wasn't even a thinny thin. It was a regular pie.
One thing about Dave is
Yeah.
he's got a lot of influence, obviously, due to the fact who he is, what he's built. Okay, and I would never say anything wrong about it. But again, he likes his pizza a certain fucking
It's his
way.
style.
Yeah, he likes a bar pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Thin and burn.
That's what he wants.
That's where I'm getting to. So your pie is
It's
one
not-
going to be an
it's that
8-8
pie,
due
yep.
to the fact that
That's
listen,
our pie.
That's your
Yeah.
pie. That's what he likes.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
doesn't
He's
want
been
the
to-
shit, the flop. He doesn't
They
want
don't like
the
the
flop.
flop.
No.
And he's been to 3 locations,
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah, all three.
So you got an 8-5, you got an 8-8, and what was the
an
other?
8-2 at the Brook.
Still, it's an
Cleared
8.
eights.
Yeah.
Is your regular pie real thin too?
A regular pie is really thin.
It's regular thing too.
Anywhere from 7-Up's good.
The one that you said he tried.
He's a guy who's particular on the slice he likes.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm a super thin guy.
The 8.5 was the thinny thin. The 8.8 was the regular pie. That's how thin our pie is. You know?
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is great.
That's nice.
That would have been cool though to interact with him, see what it's.
I met him at the second One Bite Pizza Festival. Great dude, man. He came, he shook my hand, he talked to everyone.
You did the Pizza Festival, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
I got a question for
Wait,
you.
you did the one that just
So when
passed?
you do that,
In September.
Yeah, we were there.
you were there?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
saw
we
you.
were there.
Yeah.
When you go there, so what does he do? He orders from you what? 200 pies for the morning, 200 pies for the evening, and
Oh, this is what
you
I did.
contracted out.
No, when I got there, I just started making pizzas, pulling them out
So
of
you
the oven.
weren't supposed to
We just-
be given so much, and who pays you?
No, they give you a big chunk. You go in and you just make hump pies out all day long. And that's what we were doing. We were just making
So
pies.
you're not paying any fees to be there or nothing. You're
Nah.
paid to be
Nah,
there.
you
A
get-
flat.
I mean, it says he was giving out $7,000. I don't know if that's true or not.
Wow.
$7,000 per attendee.
Yeah, because I had some people were telling me that, they would get contracted 100 pies for the first set, and 100 pies for the second set, and that was guaranteed that amount of money.
Yeah, we just kept on making.
They just get, and then you get paid that number to get in.
That
there.
one flat.
And did you bring all the ovens in?
No, the ovens. Mr. Beast supplies the ovens.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast is the
Yeah,
best.
what's
we
his
got
name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yes,
Jeremy.
We
yes.
ordered.
Jeremy
we
from
ordered,
Beast Equipment.
We actually ordered a pizza oven from them at another spot, Sunny.
Shout out to
It's
them.
so wild.
Yeah.
I had a refrigerator went down, right? 72-inch. So I call him up. And son of a gun, he's got my phone in his thing. It's Joe.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's Joe.
Yeah.
It's Jeremy, yeah. I need this. I go, how much? He gave me the price. He says, all right, do you want a credit card over the phone?
Yeah.
He says, no, just give me a check when we get there.
He's the best.
I never seen a
best.
guy like this.
Yeah.
And then he takes
Yeah.
away the old equipment.
Yeah, he's the best. That's
No charge.
Yeah. So we're
Well, that's
we do
that new
business
Bay
with
Marie
him
That
from now
new,
on.
yeah, that new Bay Marie.
Yeah.
Things like a
Best.
robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the temperature, got this.
He had, listen, the first year we were there, it was pouring, it was raining, but it was awesome.
I remember,
Them
we were
guys,
there.
Them guys were awesome. They came, they were on our,
You're talking about in the stadium.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome.
That was crazy.
Oh, we had
I
the
said
best
to him,
time
I'm like,
ever.
there's nobody coming.
Yeah.
Remember Oliver?
Oh,
We
yeah,
went,
packed.
Yeah.
fucking packed.
Yeah.
Took me fucking down the place.
How many workers you take with you?
I had
Oh, we
jeans
took a
on.
crew. There was like 20 of us there. Yeah.
Right.
it was
My
crazy.
jeans were wet up to here.
Yeah.
My,
Yeah, 2 years
my
ago.
jeans are still wet.
Changing
We
socks.
went to Joe's on Avenue U afterwards. I took my clothes off in the dining room, started wringing it out.
Dining room, yeah. Joe's of Avenue U, that's still there, huh?
Yeah, that's that was a great meal afterwards. All
I
seafood.
grew up around the corner from there.
The second year, it was at Randall's Island. That was
Yes.
a nice
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, we
It
were
was
there.
a beautiful day.
It was a great day. It was a great day.
Yep.
You gotta cut it. You gotta cut it.
You know what? We love to have. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, brother.
It's great. We'll get in touch more.
we
We'll do one
gotta
more
incorporate the
professional when you come
get-together.
on
Yeah,
in.
100%.
100%. And we'll definitely get you on. But Michael, thank you.
Thank you. You guys
Very
Thank you.
good
Yeah,
to meet
thanks,
Michael.
man.
Oliver, God bless
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Hey, Jerry.
Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gonna tell us. Let's have some fun with the Pizza Fellas.
PizzaFellas Podcast right here, the hottest in the world.
Hey, what's up, guys? PizzaFellas Podcast, episode 76, and it is our pleasure. We have on Krispy Pizza.
Very
here.
honored.
Very honored. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Shout.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for coming on. Vinny, Peter, and Freddie. I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's an honor. We watch you on Facebook, social
I
media,
enjoy it so
Instagram,
much. I enjoy
TikTok. I watched. Is Jules your son? Who's nephew? Okay.
Jules your nephew?
Jules is funny.
That's who we met.
That's who we met.
Right.
When
Yeah.
we came. Vinny, you were slammed.
You were in Florida, I think.
You left
Yeah.
for Florida. Pizza was delicious. Awesome. Everything was great.
I wish I would have been there.
Place was packed. I mean,
We'll come back
locked
again.
in.
I love the
But
old
I don't know
school
how we
when
found
they
a
go in
spot
there.
right out front. But
Yeah, we
found,
did.
We found two spots.
No, I parked in the
It's a
bus
fire
stop.
hydrant. You didn't get a ticket?
I parked in the bus stop.
Yeah? Okay. Bus stop fire hydrant. That's it.
That's Brooklyn for you. Double park, triple park.
That's it. That's
But
it.
listen, guys, you guys, in a way, I don't want to but you could say legends. That right
Yeah.
now you guys
Yeah.
have that. How many places in total do you guys have?
We have 5 locations.
5 locations. Okay.
Brooklyn.
being our first location.
All right.
That's the
We opened
mothership.
That's the mothership. 1969, we opened that location. And then we're in Freehold, Old Bridge, Jersey City, New Brunswick.
Wow.
1979, you guys opened
69.
up in
69.
in Brooklyn.
Dad, yes.
Your
Now, did he
dad.
come from overseas?
Yeah, my dad's from Sicily, Palermo.
Oh,
Came.
yeah, my father from Cadiz.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're from Chinisi, which
Yeah.
is the other side of the mountain.
Yeah.
You familiar with Carini? You've been
Yeah,
there?
yeah, I've been
Okay.
there- I've been there multiple
So
times.
Carini and
Right by the
Chinisi,
Right by the
By
airport.
the
Yeah.
airport, okay.
they're separated by a big mountain.
Yes.
So you're on the other side of the
You
mountain.
guys go back or no?
We got the nicer side. We're closer to the ocean, the sea, Mediterranean Sea.
You guys go back or no?
We haven't been back, but we're probably going to go back. Well, not probably. We're definitely going back next year. My son's going to get married in Tuscany.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Congrats.
With that
So-
excuse, thank you. We're going to stop by to our hometown, on the way back, and see our relatives. We have plenty of relatives over there. It's been a while since we
Yeah, I tell you, last time I was there was when Dad passed away. So my,
Oh, your dad passed.
My dad passed 2004. He actually was in Sicily. One of my cousins was getting married, and he was there for the wedding. And he was there like for a month, and then he just had a sudden heart attack.
Oh,
So yeah, and then we all four brothers, we got the news on a Friday afternoon. We all got on a plane that night, and we were in Sicily, and that's the last time. That's the last time I was there. So
that sucks.
Well, hopefully the
It
next time
wasn't
you're there, it's
for a happy moment, that's for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
saying though, the next year, hopefully you're very happy.
Especially with the wedding and
with
all
the
that.
wedding and everything. You
But
guys
what-
went.
Like to, show.
yeah, most of our relatives, most of our cousins, aunts, uncles are all still there.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
most of our families in
You don't
Sicily.
hear that a lot.
Yeah.
My mom has 2 sisters there. We have plenty of cousins that live there.
Yeah.
So it's,
That's beautiful. So
you
have
know what?
this-
In this type of business, it's always been difficult for us to leave.
It
you
is.
know,
Correct.
We understand.
Yeah.
Correct. It's not an easy business to be in,
So,
but
from,
you know.
from what I understand, Freddie, though, you weren't big on school from the conversation you guys had in the video. So you remind me of myself. So basically, you were going into business. You were there from day one. Got out of school like myself. So then, were you right away in there, or did you go to school?
Well, I went to school. We all grew up. I mean, I was making pizza when I was like 9 years
So
old.
yeah, as a family. we're all
Yeah,
right,
so
yes.
we always, and I went to high school. I went to Zavarian High School, all boy Catholic high school in
You went to
Brooklyn.
Zavarian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that place.
Right. So it's co-ed now, I believe.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it. But and I used to go to school, and then right after school, I used to come
Go
to
to
the
the
store
shop.
with my books, and like in between customers, I do my
Yeah, yeah.
Do your
schoolwork.
homework.
And and I always kind of liked school. I know it's crazy. Not too many people say it, but I enjoyed going to school. And my dad knew that, and he was like, Vinny, go to school, go to school. School is more important. You got to work, but school is important too. Right.
You gotta work.
Right, but you got to work, right? So that's, and I thank my father for that, because he taught not just me, but he taught all of us work ethic.
Yes.
You know
My
what
dad
it
did the
was.
same thing, yes.
I mean, just to make a long story short, I ended up, going to college and going to graduate school, getting an MBA in finance, and then I used
Where'd
to
you go to
trade.
college, if you don't mind me asking?
What's that?
College.
I went to St. John's University.
Oh, you did?
Really?
Yeah.
You went
Yeah.
to, how about good basketball down? Huh?
Yes,
How about that coach?
actually, Chris Mullen, everybody knows
Yeah.
Chris Mullen, he was 2 years older than me. So,
Oh, so you were in that
He
area?
played for
so
Golden
I was
State.
there. I was there when we were state champions.
Yeah.
In 1981, we were
Holy
state
shit,
champions.
that's fucking
Chris Mullen was a senior. I was 2 years behind them. So, and then I followed him to St. John's, because then he went to St. John's.
Get
Chris
the
Mullen.
heck
He was, then he went to Golden State. I didn't follow him to California, but
Get your
like I
MBA.
said, so I got my MBA, and I started working. I was trading foreign currencies, and I'll tell you, I used to go to work, and I used to look at these people. I used to go to work with a suit, tie, this and that, and I'm like, you guys call this work? This is nothing.
Nothing.
This is nothing. I mean, it was like, I don't want to say I was on vacation, but it was like free time for me. This is easy. You get paid for doing this? I'm like, you want to work, put yourself behind an oven, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of the summer. Back then, my father wouldn't turn the air
No air
conditioner on.
conditioner.
130
over the door,
degrees,
and you just looked at it.
sweating.
It was like a picture.
Yeah, and for 14 hours. That's work. This is nothing. This is nothing. So I used to go in early. I used to be the first guy in the morning, last guy out, because it's just like I needed more work.
You had that work
It's
ethic, yes.
it's weird. And then vacation, weekends off. That's unheard of in the
Yeah,
pizza
yeah,
business.
yeah. No, that's.
How many years were you doing the financing?
Well, I did that for about 27, 28 years. But in between, I kind of was always still involved with pizza. I mean, I remember I used to live in Bay Ridge. Once I got married, lived in Bay Ridge. I had my career in finance. And my dad My dad used to call me on Fridays during Lent to say, Vinny, listen, what time you get off of work? I'm like, Dad, I work till 5. I'm like, could you come straight to the store afterwards, help me out?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Dad.
You guys say no to
your
his father? You know what I mean?
No, I had a career. I was doing well. I was very happy. But my phone, I used to go there 4 or 5 hours on a Friday night.
Yeah.
So I kind of never lost it.
Right.
And I always stuck in it. And then when my dad passed and we opened up our first New Jersey store in Old Bridge, I partnered with my brother Tony. He wanted to get into the pizza business. He was also in finance as well, not as long as me, but he kind of didn't like it as much. So I'm like, all right, Tony, we'll do it together. And that's how I got back involved into pizza. And I knew sooner or later.
Then you got out of finance.
Yeah, then I got out and I said, listen, guys, the only other thing I know how to do is pizza. And that's what I have my passion for.
Right.
But if we do it, we're going to open up a few places. I don't want to just stick myself in one store and be stuck there the rest of my life. And that's what we did. And, we partnered, all of us, and we made a deal between all us brothers. I'm like, let's just open up a few places in Jersey. That was like around 2010, 2011.
Okay, so earlier on where,
Right.
at the time social media wasn't
right?
Right. No, because then
Dad passed away 2004.
Yeah,
maybe 3 years later.
right. We opened up Old Bridge in 2005. I was helping Tony out there. But then I left finance around 2011, 2012, and that's when we opened up the Freehold location. 2 years later, we opened up the Jersey City location. And then in 2016, we opened up at Rutgers University.
AnaCapri Foods, serving fine Italian restaurants and pizzerias since 1975. Serving Italian restaurants through the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania region. Dedicated to quality for over 40 years. Located at 55 Winans Ave, Cranford, New Jersey, 07016. Phone number 908-272-4700. For all your Italian, restaurant, and pizzeria food supplies. Since 1975. Experience the pure, rich flavor of Gemma olive oil, crafted from the finest olives and first cold pressed for exceptional quality. Perfect for drizzling, dipping, or cooking. Gemma brings a touch of the Mediterranean magic to every meal. With a smooth, fresh taste, this premium olive oil is a must-have in your kitchen. Elevate your dishes with Gemma olive oil, where quality meets tradition.
So we opened up, and we kind of we kind of put the brakes on. It's a great store.
Let us get in.
We put the brakes because now it's, then we lost my brother Al. So then we were only three brothers, 5 stores. We don't want to really spread ourselves too thin.
Right.
So we kind of
Well, you got the young guys involved.
Well, exactly.
How many of your children are involved? Yes. Like between the 3 brothers.
I have I have 2 boys. My youngest son, he's involved in the business. My brother Tony has
This is Tony's
Peter.
boy.
Yeah, this is my son Tony's boy Peter.
Okay.
He's in the business as well. Like me, education, school was never his thing.
And how old
we
are you,
already
Peter?
kind of,
20 years old.
20.
So
Put it
right
on.
after high school, I decided, because I would go in on the weekends, my dad would say, you need to work on a Friday or Saturday, I'm short people. And I never used to want to go in because I never really knew what it was like.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually went in that one Friday and I saw how busy it was and I said, shit, my father needs help. Like, he wasn't lying. So, and then I continue to like it because then you get customers that come in often and frequently. You don't even have to ask for their name or the order number. You know their name.
Yes.
You know what they order.
want,
So it's
Personable,
I enjoy
right.
it. And so does his son. We talk. Me and my cousin, we talk all the time.
Well, I have a similar situation. I went to school. I played college football.
Okay.
I got a full ride up to Bentley University in Boston. Played D2 football up there. Graduated on Dean's List, marketing degree, all that. I wanted to coach college football. When it comes to football, that's my. I'm a little nuts with it. I know a lot. I know a lot about it. I come home. I get a college coaching job. D-line. I'm making $330 a month.
Yeah.
He looks at me, says, listen, he was out of the business for a little. We got rid of the other restaurant. After 40-some years, he said, you want to get into it? I said, all right. He goes, you're going to be making a lot more money than $330 a month. I said, you know what, I'm 26 years old. Yeah, let's start it up. So then I did that and I get into it. And now, through the years, it's tough when you're young. Because you're like, fuck, this is a hard business. You got Saturday night, you ain't going out till late. You
got your friends, you want to hang out.
Back in the day, we're taking showers in the sink, then going out.
It wasn't like them. You guys, they'd go. He'd tell me stories. He'd be at the shop, come to New York, party all night, and go back to the shop.
Remember those days?
Yeah, So I know what you mean, But now I'm in it. I got this going. I love the business. I think with also what made me love it is also seeing guys like you.
Yeah,
Social media.
100%.
It allows me to connect with you in a different way and say, okay, what I'm going through, they're going through.
You can relate.
Yeah.
I can relate to how busy you are because that's how fucking busy we are. I can relate to this. And connecting like that definitely helps throughout when you're
Absolutely.
a young age. You know,
Absolutely.
and
I
you're
agree.
seeing this now. I mean, my question is, when did you guys notice social media is going to be very influential?
Was
for
it the
your
pinwheel?
business?
We didn't know it till after.
Oh, really?
We didn't know till after.
We were working with a couple. They would post videos of our pizza and everything.
wow,
and,
wow, yeah.
and they really pushed us up to a really good point. And then eventually my cousin, his son Joe, said, you know what, I think we could just do the videos on our own.
On your own, yeah.
Post videos of ourselves, let people
Yeah.
know who we are, how we act, how we joke around, and people really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It just took
No, you
off
guys
from
are
there.
doing a
Yeah,
phenomenal
my
job.
son had hired
You should just watch them one after. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining. I have to say.
You know what's funny, Joe? People like come up to us and like I had a guy at the Freehold store the other day. He comes up to me and he says, "Vinny," he says, "I saw your video, this and that." He says, "You guys are great. I love it. You guys are so natural." He says, "Who writes the skits?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"What do you mean who
There's
writes?"
no
I'm like,
skits.
"Who
many
writes the
takes?
material?"
How many takes?
How many takes?
Yeah.
One shot, baby.
Yeah, and then he says, and how many times, like, how many hours do you rehearse it? I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, yeah, like somebody's got to write the material. Yeah. I'm like, no, we just
There's
do
no
it.
rehearsal.
He says, well, how many
No.
times do you read it? I'm like, we just do it once. I said, the only thing, if it goes too long, then my nephew just cuts it. I said, but we don't do anything. We don't rehearse it. I don't even know what I'm going to say. All of a sudden, he puts a camera on and we just.
It's just
You start
natural.
talking, it's
But-
It's
but-
natural. You know what? And like I said, people could relate because it's authentic.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
nothing phony about it. It's just
100%.
it's nothing special about the videos, but people could relate. They're in the family business. They're
100%.
like, "Oh, man, look at this guy. I mean, they're doing the same thing we do. We come in the morning, we gotta prep,
Yeah,
we gotta
exactly.
fill up the showcase.
You gotta do the
they
garlic
relate
knots.
with the video,
Yeah.
or they're working with their sons or their nephews or family business. So they relate and they gravitate to the videos.
Yeah.
You know that when we went to the Brooklyn shop, I gotta say, I'm sitting there on the counter watching. You got that one pizza guy, the Spanish guy. He's been with you for
Freddie?
Freddie.
Another Freddie, yeah.
Yeah,
Freddie.
He's been there forever. I'm sitting there watching him, and I'm like, I got to give you guys fucking credit. I don't know how the fuck you guys move in that small area.
Oh, man.
I
Brooklyn's
would
bad. Brooklyn's
I
bad.
went in there.
I wouldn't worry.
You guys had 10 people
Yeah.
in a 2x2 area. This guy's this.
Move
turn,
it, move it,
left,
move it.
right. This. I said, holy
It's
shit.
an entertaining just to
I
watch
said-
that.
It's like a fucking ballet. Really,
Yeah, it is.
really, it is.
You
works
got
You know
that.
what? You know what we work?
It's like, what is that?
We
What's
work
that
in,
movie? The
in a
Matrix?
we work in a symphony.
Yeah.
We don't need to speak to each other more because
I heard that.
We're
I actually-
limited space, so we kind of already know without
Robin,
speaking
we-
how we gotta move.
Actually, you know what? I was going to
Because
say that.
that's
No
what
one
we-
spoke to anybody.
That's the
Everyone-
space we have.
No one touched.
You make the best of it.
Right.
You know, you do what you need.
You got
to
the
do,
one guy
and
on the
that's it.
oven. He's putting
That's
the
it.
calzone.
Everybody's
this,
got their place. One guy's doing the ovens. One guy's doing the expediting. Another, I have guys serving.
Yeah.
You can have 20 guys behind the counter. If everybody doesn't have its place, have their place,
Yeah.
you're just running around with chickens with no head. Everybody's got. You have to have a system.
You're right.
Yes.
That's in any business.
I mean,
if you don't have a
you're right.
system down, everybody's running around. They don't know what they're doing.
gonna
Everybody,
get
okay,
anywhere.
you're checking ovens. You're doing the expediting. You guys are serving. You have to have it in place.
I always say
Otherwise it
this
doesn't
when we're
work.
that busy and we're doing the same thing you guys are. It's called controlled chaos.
Yes,
There you go.
absolutely.
Oh, Freddie.
Absolutely.
This woman's like.
Ciao, piacere di conoscere. Non ti dimenticare, mi chiami e poi.
Say hello to the camera.
Say hello.
Say
We're
hello
on-
to camera.
we're live.
It's okay.
It's all right.
No issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I send you the samples.
Okay, very good.
Remember for that.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice
Take
meeting
care.
you.
Bye.
Ciao,
Bye.
state
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So,
Yeah.
curiosity,
Yeah, no
you
problem.
guys use Marcel ovens.
Yes.
But in '69, when you opened up, what was it, Blodgett or Baker's
Baker's
Pride?
Yeah,
Pride.
Baker's Pride.
When
yeah,
did you make
Baker's
the
Pride.
switch? Because we were Baker's Pride, and then we made the transition to.
Well, we were the
2000.
first one in the Brooklyn location, and we made that transition, I believe, in, I say it's about 11 years now.
11 years?
Yeah.
Would you do like a remodel, or you just
I-
decided? to go
actually-
We
that
just
way?
took out, we took out the existing.
I think the
Baker's
first
Pride
the
we
first
had.
ones were when we opened up in Old Bridge, the first Marcel,
When did we open up in Oak Ridge?
2005.
2000.
And then you got them.
And then I got them.
Because they did such a good job with the ones in Old Bridge.
Right.
And we just liked the way the pizza was coming.
You noticed the difference?
Because I
Absolutely.
switched mine in 2014, around there.
Yeah, without a doubt, there is a difference. And now we have Marcel in all the stores now. We have them in all the stores. And like
There's a problem now. The Marcel's is good. You know what the problem is? I need more ovens, and I don't have enough space.
Yeah.
That's a killer.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We have the stack.
And your
double
oven doors
stack.
you got the smaller one. The opening's not as big.
No, the opening's big, but if you look at these new ovens that are coming out, like the Pizza Master, what's it called?
The electric
Pizza
ones?
Master, the electric ones. For the Brooklyn location especially, we do a lot of slice. My guys will be burning themselves all the time because
The mouth is small.
The decks are small.
Yeah.
So for
We're
us
used
to
to
our
that
Brooklyn
certain
location,
amount of room,
exactly.
and we're used to the door being like this and coming over the top.
we still got guys getting burnt. So,
Yeah.
We had the old Baker's
They're coming
Pride where
out
the
cut
doors
size.
were a lot larger. They
Yeah.
don't make them anymore like that. So we went from that to the Marcel's was already a big transition. It was a lot.
And you
smaller.
guys are, when I was there, I saw you guys par bake a lot.
We bought it. We have to.
So you got slices, you got pizza orders, you got par bakes going on, you got chicken
If
rolls
we don't
in.
par bake, a lot of our other pizzas that we make, we'll never catch up.
Is that right?
Especially on the weekends.
Well, for example, all the fresh mozzarella pies we make, the margarita, the vodka, some of the Sicilians, anything that's got fresh mozzarella. We know fresh mozzarella cooks really quick.
Right.
You know, and you don't want that to get brown and hard on top.
You have to
So
we
par bake the shell, then we put the fresh mozzarella, a little bit more sauce, whatever, and then it comes out perfect.
Now, what temperature are you guys cooking at?
We cook at 550. The thing is, when you make a pie with fresh mozzarella, it's not like a brick oven where in 3-4 minutes that pie is cooked. So you do everything, you prep the pie, you put the mozzarella. In our case, with the gas ovens, you have to par bake everything. So because if you would have put the mozzarella, everything at first and put it in, the pie takes now 8-9 minutes to cook. The mozzarella is not the same, so we have to par bake.
Oh, I see.
It's not like a brick oven, you know. So you have to take certain steps.
Now, I mean, you guys had the whole rack going. I mean, the chicken rolls you're doing throughout the day, chicken parm. I saw that going, the garlic knots. I mean, the system
Any
is.
sandwiches, hoagies out of Brooklyn?
Oh yeah, we make dinners.
So where
we
do you guys make
sandwiches,
all that
We have salads. We do that.
Is that in
all
the
that
back?
is in the kitchen.
Yeah, all that stuff
Is that
made
to
in
the
the
left
back.
there,
You guys
where the
have
bathroom's on the right, the left?
Yeah, all the places. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, full
I
menu.
got you.
Some of the
I
menus.
saw people
yeah.
running in and out. I'm like, what the hell's back there? You know?
Some of it, our menu at Rutgers University in New Brunswick, very limited. I mean,
different.
just because it doesn't call for it.
Right.
So we probably have a bigger assortment of pizzas. Maybe we have like 22, 23 different. Like we'll make a mac and cheese pie at Rutgers. We don't make it anywhere else because
I got you.
But the kids love it. You
It
know?
sells there. You got the college kids. They like that stuff.
You're drinking a couple
18,
beers.
19,
you
exactly.
want
the
you know?
munchies,
You got the
They don't care. They got
munchies,
the
slice,
cast iron stomachs.
exactly.
You know.
Now, what did Portnoy give you? What score did he give you at
7-9.
He gave you a
7-9.
He only did that location. He did the one. He did another location for
He
you.
did
too.
Jersey City
What
first,
did he- what
but
did
then
he
he
do
came
that-
to Brooklyn and
All right.
he regraded us.
So he gave us a bad score in Jersey City, but I must say, no offense to Portnoy, but he did show up like an hour late, and the pie was sitting on top of the oven.
Oh, it was.
Pie was sitting on top of the
So he
tape,
came
on
out,
top of the oven.
they gave it to him, and he went outside and was already like, you know what a pizza box does to pie, right?
yes,
It's just all the moisture and everything. It kind of it
Yeah.
got soft and it wasn't crispy. So he was kind of upset with that. I don't mind. I mean, I could understand that. None of us were there. Nico was there. He's like one of our managers. He was there and he tried to fix the situation and said, let me put a slice back in the oven. But it just wasn't the same. So that was that whole thing. And then he came a few months later. Everybody was telling him, well, listen, you must have caught him on a bad day or what have you. And, go to the Brooklyn store, go to the Brooklyn store. And he ended up going to the Brooklyn store. And that's when Freddie was there. And that's when he gave us the...
Listen,
score
at
he
the end
gave
of the
us.
day, you know as well as I do. When you get a pizza and you put it in a box, it's not the same as if you're going to eat it there.
Yeah,
That's it. People say, the pie. What do you want? It sits in a box. The steam. It gets soggy. You want to have a nice crispy pizza? Sit in there.
Sit inside on the
Or don't order the pie and then you come like a half an hour later to pick it up and expect it to be
It's
crispy.
not going to be
Yeah,
the same. It's
that's
actually, it's destroying the
yeah.
pies.
Unless you're a magician or something and you can make it, Otherwise, it's not going to work.
I
Everybody
wanted
knows.
to ask you guys. It's just my point of view when we went there to the Brooklyn place. When I remember when I was a kid, You know, in the early 90s, 2000s, my grandfather would take me, we're from Queens, Jamaica Ave. My grandfather had a pizza shop there, we used to go get haircuts. You know, he'd take me out of school on a Wednesday, Italian everywhere. 1969, you know
The
it.
place was 18th Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it was Sal and Sal
Which
and
place
Frank's
you're
Barber.
talking about?
Sal
18th
and
and
Frank's
where?
Barber was the barber shop.
Okay, on 18th?
No, in 18th Avenue on, oh my God, there was a pastry store next door.
Yeah,
Are you talking about 18th and 84th Street? What was the guy's name? No, that was
Sal
20th.
It
No, it
wasn't
wasn't
on
20th
18th.
Avenue?
Wasn't on
Wasn't
18th.
20th Avenue?
I think it was 20th Avenue.
Yeah, the old man.
Yeah.
Sure wasn't
Yeah.
20th Avenue, the new look? Remember
Yeah, the new look.
Yeah, 20th
Was it called the
Avenue
new look,
and
Mr.
80.
Sal?
It was called Sal and Frank's.
Oh, okay.
It was called Sal and Frank's.
I remember the new
Old
look
school.
on 20th
Yep,
Avenue.
yep,
I used
I
to go
used to
there.
go
But
Yeah.
where I'm
We used to
getting
go
to
for a
is,
haircut.
you've been in Brooklyn since 1969. We went a month ago, I didn't recognize a fucking thing.
Everything's changed.
Change.
And, I,
It's all Asian.
I've
It's all
seen
Asian.
the change because I grew up on
Yeah, that's what
13th
I'm
Avenue.
asking you. So
we
you
grew
had
up there.
You had to see this.
See the change.
It's crazy.
The good thing is, in this industry, pizza is, for me, it's international.
Universal.
No matter, it's universal.
It's
Every
universal.
nationality. Who doesn't like pizza? Pizza's international. It's universal. So the good thing is everybody eats pizza because you know what? That was always something I've thought about because neighborhoods change.
Yes.
We, you know, our neighborhood, what would you say, 65% at least Italian?
Back then?
Maybe even
80.
more. Maybe even more.
If
like where
your
we are.
name, if your last name didn't end in a vowel, you were weird. You were like
That's what I say. So most
Anderson. Where the hell are
Who
you
the hell's
from?
an Anderson? Where the hell are you from?
No, it was like 90% Italian.
So you've seen that change.
So as a
You-
business owner, you look and say, like, are these people going to eat pizza? A lot of Asian, Spanish. I'm like, you know, is this going to affect business? But thank God.
They're like
knock on
they're
wood,
second generation
it's been
Korean or Chinese or Asians. They're second, so they're like Americanized. So they eat a lot of
They
pizza.
come in.
Yeah,
It was
so
just, to me, I noticed that right away.
Yeah.
You know, because then we went to Villa Bate. And then we went to Villa
It's the only thing
Bate.
Italians.
And
Yeah.
we
I don't know if
walked,
you're gonna see
and
so
I'm
many
like,
Asians.
what the hell?
No.
Listen,
I said
18th
to
Avenue
them,
was all Italian. My
Yeah.
mother-in-law, she still lives there. She's on 69th Street and 18th Avenue.
Are you serious?
I was there just the other day, and I was walking around. It says, if you would have told me 15, 20 years ago that the neighborhood was going to look like the way it is today, I would have said you're crazy. I would have never thought in a million years it was going to be.
Yeah.
But here
But it
we are
is.
today.
It is what it is.
2025.
Staten
Times
Island
have
became
changed.
Brooklyn.
Well, not
Nah,
or,
became
or
Brooklyn.
Jersey, like Monmouth County, like where, like in Freehold,
Manalapan, all that, yeah.
Red Bank.
They're all
Manalapan,
Brooklynites there. Brooklynites.
Homedale, all Italians. They all moved down. A lot of people from Brooklyn and Staten Island are down there now.
Yeah.
You know, and
They all
you know,
moved
could you
out.
blame them? They all look, you know. Listen, I live in Jersey. I lived in Brooklyn until I was 33 years old. But you know, then I started having kids, and I'm like, you know, we want to give our kids, you know, a backyard, a swimming pool, you
Yeah.
know, things
Yeah.
that you
Playground,
know we didn't have in
whatever.
Brooklyn.
Exactly.
You know, if you
Yeah,
had a swimming
better
pool
experience.
in Brooklyn, you were like a millionaire, you know, back then. But so you know, we all gravitate towards giving our kids and our families, you know, what we aspire, you know, the whole American dream. So that's what happens. We leave the
Thank you, Rob.
urban areas and we move into the suburbs. Now you come into Monmouth County. I see so many kids I went to high school with, college.
Really?
From the neighborhood, all over.
That's cool, though.
All over
You
now,
now
like in
reconnect.
Monmouth County. And some move to Long Island, some go to North Jersey, but I would say Monmouth County has a big
Freddie, you still live in
Staten
Brooklyn?
Island population.
Still
I'm
in
still
there.
in Brooklyn. I can actually walk to work if I like.
Oh,
I never moved out of Brooklyn because I always loved the convenience.
Right.
You know, I used to have friends of mine, they used to travel an hour and a half to get to work, an hour and a half. And then if you had a major snowstorm, you never knew when you were going to get back to home, you know?
Yeah.
So I love the convenience. Another thing was, you know what? The pizzeria, there's a lot of hours involved.
Right.
I really barely see my kids growing up. That's the bad part of this business.
Yeah.
You're married to the business. You know, you're not home at 5 o'clock having dinner with your family. So I chose to stay in Brooklyn. My wife would pick up my children from school. We'll come by the pizzeria. We have lunch as a family. And that's when I would
And
see
that's
my
when
kids. Because I would go early in the morning and come back. By the time I get home at night, they'd be already
They're already in
asleep.
bed.
You know, ready in bed
Up
for
to
school.
school.
So, but Here we
mean,
are.
My
That's the
wife
life of
raised my
a
children
pizza
that,
man.
yeah.
You know.
My
I don't
wife-
have to tell you
I
guys.
worked about 10 years of my life, 11 years of my life, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
You know, I missed so many different events, you know, but that was it. His mom took him everywhere.
Yeah.
My daughter.
My
she
mom's
took
doing
him-
it, or my mom, excuse me, my wife's doing it now.
And now I have the time for my kids. They don't have the time for me. They're only not. This one's with the girlfriend.
So
this
true. So true.
I have
So
the
true.
time now. It's like I got to put it on the calendar. Like, when can we get together?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
You know,
And
knock
got-
on wood,
you-
me and him, I sold my house, I moved in, we live together, we have a beautiful compound, you could call it.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess it's just spaces everywhere.
We're moving,
They're in this separate
my
section,
wife's,
I don't mind.
I have kids, he's doing jujitsu.
How many
football.
children do you have?
So I have a son who's 8 years old, and I just had a daughter, she turns 5 months this week.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. Beautiful.
But he's doing jujitsu, football, baseball, and golf.
That's it.
So,
Keep them busy. Keep
so
them busy.
She's like, I'm running. I told him, yo, tonight I got to leave at 5 quick for an hour and a half. I got to go to practice because I'm coaching. So I go help coach, then I leave there. I run back to the restaurant so he can go home, and I close.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and you know, people look at me, they're like, how the fuck do you do it? I'm
hard.
like, you have to do it.
Yeah, you have to.
Because at the end of the day, what else? This is the business we're in.
When it comes to our teeth, the official dentistry for the PizzaFellas Podcast is Smiles by Tran, located at 3570 Hamilton Boulevard, Suite 302, Allentown, Pennsylvania. With expert care and state-of-the-art dental technology, Dr. Tran provides everything from routine checkups to advanced cosmetic treatments. Let your best smile shine with the personalized care you deserve by Smiles by Tran. Enter.net, web services since 1995, leading the web industry for over 30 years. Located at 3500 Winchester Road, Suite 110, Allentown, Pennsylvania, 18104. 484-725-2090.
You know what I mean?
Try
It's
to be
hard.
small moments of time.
You know how many
You
of
know,
those
small
games
moments of
I've
time.
missed
Oh, yeah, he missed a
that
bunch
I
of
couldn't be
mine.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, at one point they thought my wife was divorced or didn't have a husband. They're like, well, we see you.
We had that
You
same
know?
problem too.
But,
They rarely see us.
yeah.
And that's the business.
Yep,
you know,
that's
You
the
know, at the end
business.
of the day, though, I think it comes full circle, and you know, life's good.
Yeah.
You know, you take
Thank
your
God.
opportunities. You know, there's times where he even
Listen,
tells me, you
we
know,
sacrifice, we work. We're not doing it for us, right? We work for our kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right,
at the
Freddie.
end of the day, that's what it comes down
Right?
to.
You guys are working hard. You have a
Yeah.
tremendous amount
Thank
of things
God.
to show for
Thank
it.
God.
You know, it's an honor to sit next to you guys.
yeah, it
Thank
is.
you. I
and to
appreciate
really,
that.
it-
Thank you.
honestly,
Appreciate
to-
that.
We met
Thank
you
you
out
so
in
much.
Vegas. We saw you, and I often said, and I said this to you, I says, I hope we get to see them again.
Well, thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate
Likewise.
it. We
Such
appreciate the
chaos.
love.
This is what, you know, when we were standing there just talking a little bit and stuff like
This
that.
is nice that we could sit
This is
here and
nice.
just talk
Just
about
hang
because
out.
we could relate, we hang out, we talk
We're
about,
like
and we
people.
could feed off each
know,
other too,
100%.
right?
Oh my
Opinions,
gosh.
ideas.
We could sit here for hours.
Advice.
If they would let us. You know what I mean? I would have a couple bottles of wine. You know, but the wives
The
are
stories
here.
will get better.
You know.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We'll have Lou pay for it.
As the wine pours, yeah.
So now, one of my last questions. So you use AnaCapri, obviously.
Yes.
What other distributors are you using? Is
And
there
we
a
use
lot?
Ferraro as well.
Oh,
We
Ferraro.
use a
So
Ferraro
we
and
do the
we
same.
use
We do
two
the same.
distributors.
And for us, it just comes down to storing inventory. I don't have that space, you know, in our location. You know,
Well,
so
we have, well, that's the problem with us, especially in the Brooklyn store. We have more than, we have multiple deliveries during the week because
Yeah,
we're
so we-
limited space.
Every day
That's our
almost,
problem.
except
Yeah.
Monday.
That's-
we got
yeah.
a truck at our place.
That's
It's
basically
always
our
a problem with
situation.
space
Yeah.
and storage. I don't know. We build out these places and it's never enough, right?
I know.
Now
So,
you have a downstairs there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
saw
able
by.
to utilize that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, and but it's not it's awkward because in the Brooklyn location, our basement is not as big as our store, so we're very limited space. But I'm actually fixing next door. We have another building next door to us. I'm looking to fix the basement there for more. This way
Storage.
we have more storage because, like I
You,
said,
you own that property?
yes, we
Okay.
own that. Yeah, me and my brothers own that property, and like I said, at the end of the day, I mean, we're limited space, so.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get a good deal on something, you
Yeah.
want to stock up, but we don't. Right now, we don't have that
My
luxury.
gosh,
to do.
this guy's the king of that.
Well, you know,
He
listen,
brings
you
in-
gotta,
No, I
gotta do
know,
what you
but
gotta
it's
do.
so funny.
You get a good deal, right?
Ferraro
I mean, if you
comes one day, all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's got a pallet of tomatoes. I said, where the fuck are we putting this?
Oh, we'll figure it
You
out.
have a garage, right? You have a garage at home, right?
No, there's
If
a
you want to
studio.
save, you gotta buy a lot. We got the shed. We got this. My mom wants to kill us because we took over the whole house.
Oh,
Oh,
uh,
uh,
Oh,
Well, you know, right? Listen, you gotta take advantage. You know, when you have opportunities like that, where you could save a few dollars, especially with today, food costs, labor costs, everything.
Oh, I mean, you know, even if you look at the cost of some of these things, $50 for tomato paste. When is it going to go backwards? The price? It'll never go.
It never goes up. Well, listen, does a slice of pizza ever go backwards?
No, we
Good
go
thing.
up. I
Good
keep
thing.
pumping it up,
Well,
25
well,
cents.
well,
Listen, if things go up, what are you gonna do? Listen, you can hold off so long, but after a while, you can't work for free, right?
No.
You gotta.
Listen, you get 2 gourmet slices at my place, $10, right? You go to Starbucks, you get a fucking 12-ounce fucking coffee.
$6.95.
$10, $12. They want a latte with caramel
that's
straight.
great.
You're paying $12.
Then
They
they got
don't even
this,
think about it.
this caramel,
Caramel,
whatever happened to the regular coffee?
No,
milk,
That's
sugar.
it. Yeah, oat milk. Oat milk's
vanilla,
I don't want
this,
fucking oat milk. Give me
chai.
whole
Have
milk.
the coffee.
You know, but they don't complain about that. But $10 for 2. This is gonna feed you for 8 hours. You're gonna be full.
Listen, you have to understand in our industry, if you really think about it, because we're categorized as the fast food, right?
Yes.
We're still the cheapest. I mean,
Right.
I ordered Chinese food the other day. I think I paid like $80, $90.
Yeah, we're big. We're big.
Like $80, $90. I mean,
Yeah.
And they give
pies,
you
what,
wontons for free,
$21?
whatever.
You get 8 slices.
feed a whole
You
family.
spend $40. You know, even with one pie, it's still affordable if you really think about it. You can feed a whole family with a pizza.
We do a lot of promotional. You know, you spend 30, you get a free small pie, 14-inch pie. You know, you spend 40. We do text. You know, a bunch of that stuff. We send it out. We did a thing the other day. What was it for nurses? Every nurse for Nurses Week last week, we gave 15% off. Call and say you're a nurse.
You have a lot of like offices by where you guys
Oh,
are.
yeah.
You do
Yeah, we-
big on lunch over there. You have a lot of people.
Catering, you know,
There's times, knock on wood.
Catering is a big thing. Who's cooking today? It's just easier to call up. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you know what. By the time you buy the food and you got to do the prep,
Yeah.
it's just easier. You call us up. We'll cater for you.
chicken parm.
You know, it's
That's it.
funny you said that because tomorrow night, the Wilkes-Barre Raiders, who are the New York Yankees team, they
New
just
York Raiders?
New York
Yankees?
Rail Raiders.
The Rail Raiders.
They're the triple.
Oh, wait, they're
Triple A.
Baseball team for the Yankees. They ordered an $800 catering order from us, and they ordered a $600 catering from his pizza shop he's partners with to the same spot for the same field, PNC Field. So it's so funny. I'm an hour and 10 minutes from there. His spot's probably 40, 30 minutes
Yeah,
from
They
there.
order from you guys.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. You got an $800.
I send my guy in the Diageo van.
You know, I have a
We got our own
catering
catering
van.
van. Send it up.
Good for you guys.
You know?
Today everything is catering.
But
People
our-
just find it easier
Yeah.
just to order, boom, 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 come over there, set it all up, ready to go.
Right.
And I do like on your shop in Brooklyn, I love the outside with the little high tops. Go grab a quick slice, stand outside. A beautiful day like today.
People like
hang
that.
out. People
Outside
like
they
that.
eat, you know, just that old school.
Yeah.
I love that old school look.
Yeah, the
I
old
actually
school
love
look.
the Plymouth boots.
Yeah.
Those are great boots.
Yeah, your restaurant is the pizza
I
shop.
love the horse and
is
buggy,
very nice.
Sicilian horse and buggy.
You know,
I
that's
love
me
the
and my
old school
family up
boots.
there. You know that, right?
Yeah, no, I do realize that.
That was painted on the wall in 1989.
Really?
It was painted on that wall. And a painter, actually, an artist came and painted it. My dad wanted the Sicilian part up there, and then he wanted all our faces up there. So you have my father driving it.
Okay.
That's
And you have
awesome.
my brother Al sitting right next to him because he was the oldest. And it's me playing the guitar, and Freddie.
I'm playing the flute.
He's playing. He's playing
I don't play no flute.
You don't look like you play the
you don't play the flute anymore. And Tony, your dad was. What was that triangle thing?
the violin.
No, the triangle.
Oh,
The triangle.
You know when they say it's time for dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a triangle.
Back
It's
in
a
the
triangle
day.
metal thing.
Ven a mangiare.
You know, it's funny. Good. We got the quick. Last week, my son had communion, right? So I'm at the church. We're in the last row in the church because we got the baby with the stroller. So Monsignor's, he's fully 100% Italian there. Great guy. He calls me because he's at the shop. I'm at the church. He goes, asking me a question about a catering order we have. And I'm on the phone, and I go like this to put my hand behind my wife. and I hit the fucking vase of the decanter with the wine off the table.
The community came to a halt.
So the fucking priest looks at me, he goes, I said, I'm on the phone, I was like, sorry, I'm doing business right now. I don't know what to, hold on, Dad, hold on. I got wine and broke a glass in my head. And the guy's looking at me, I said, well, you got to clean it up. I don't know what the fuck to do. So then Monsignor comes up to me, he goes, you know how much that is? I said, a couple free pizzas? He goes, no, $100. I said, all right, so maybe 10 pizzas? I said, we'll pay for it.
My wife said it was priceless. The two priests, like the whole community came to a 30-second halt.
It's embarrassing.
It's
I mean,
embarrassing.
at the time, I'm doing business.
It's all your
I'm
fault.
sorry.
I know, I made a wrong phone call at the wrong time.
But hey, guys, it was glad to have you on.
Hey, nice seeing you guys again.
Nice seeing you guys
All right.
again.
Yeah,
We'll
Always a
definitely
pleasure.
talk. We'll come visit.
Listen, just as a pizza guy, it's such an honor.
Thank
It
you.
really
Same
is.
here.
Likewise.
I can't
Thank you.
say it
Thank
any
you.
better than that. And
Thank
I love
you.
what you guys do.
Thank you.
You inspire the whole industry.
Thank you. Thank you
You know,
very
and
much.
maybe
We
we
like
can-
what you do.
I appreciate the kind
Coordinate.
words.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Honestly,
That's why we-
coordinate maybe a Sunday. You know, you guys bring your families down to the house, to the studio. We got pool. We'd love your wives. Our wives
Absolutely.
hang
We'll
out.
set it up.
We'll set it up maybe in the summer.
Yeah,
My
absolutely.
That's
numbers
our
are here.
beautiful.
Please take them.
Numbers, please
If you
take
get a
them and
chance,
then
shoot me a
reach
text
out.
So we have each other's numbers. That'd be
Beautiful.
awesome.
Then we can drink some real wine. We can hang out. We could go talk, smoke some cigars. and
Don't
enjoy.
worry
great.
about it. Lou's gonna pay for it.
Yeah? Okay. Who pays for everything?
We're coming.
He's all right.
Look at Lou.
We're coming.
Lou's paying.
Lou's paying, we're coming.
Thank you, guys.
PizzaFellas Podcast, episode 76. Thanks,
Good
guys.
seeing you,
Krispy
John.
Pizza.
Good seeing you.
Same here.
Thank
Same
you.
here.